If I'm not mistaken, we are live. Welcome back to Eats, Beats, and Rhymes. I am your host, Jules DJ. Welcome back to another episode of Who Do You Got? Man, it's going to be an interesting one tonight. I'd like to delve back into the 90s. Of course, we're doing current stuff from time to time, but we delving back into the 90s. And again, you know, EBR, Who Do You Got? We love a good group, hip-hop group battle. Let's take it back to the early 90s, 91, 92. Let's talk about leaders of the new school with their debut project, A Future Without a Past, versus the FU-SCHNICKENS, FU, don't take it personal, Eats, Beats, and Rhymes. Make some noise, please.
Yes.
Try not to curse so much anymore. I'm trying to be nice. Trying to monetize one day. You know what I mean? Trying to keep it professional. Listen, we go around the room real quick, talk about this battle. Let's introduce everybody that's basically participating and see where they stand on this particular Who Do You Got. Let's go ahead and start out with a return face that we haven't seen here in a minute. My man, Mastermind 24K. Welcome back, brother. What's going on?
What up, bro? Glad to be here.
You know what it is. 1991. Leaders of the New School, LONS, as we're going to refer to them for the rest of the night, came out with their debut project, A Future Without a Past. Hot project. A little few months more later, FU-SCHNICKENS with their debut project, FU, don't take it personal. Who do you got?
I'm going for them Brooklyn boys.
Oh, you want FU-SCHNICKENS?
Okay. Brooklyn boys.
Yes, look at
All right.
Let's get ahead and start a little further south. Going with my we got just scooping up some food. The Eats part of Eats, Beats, and Rhymes. I love him, man. DJ Hobo, 2 up, down. What is going on, sir?
What up? What's popping? What's good?
Representing that Eats. We don't do it enough on this show, but thank you so much for representing the Eats. I appreciate it.
Got you. Oh, hey, look at Breeze. He's eating as well.
He's eating too. I was going to get to him. He was next. He earned his way up into the introduction list. He was eating, so he gets VIP. He gets VIP. DJ Hobo, we're talking 2 classic projects, 2 albums I know you're familiar with. Who do you got?
Mm-hmm. I also am going with the FU-SCHNICKENS.
Oh, snap.
Wow.
No.
Shout to Chip Fu for the resub. Appreciate you, bro.
The FU-SCHNICKENS. We're gonna talk about the FU-SCHNICKENS and they're we're gonna talk about. Listen, let's keep it pushing. Let's go all the way down to the West Coast side of things. Another representative of the Eats, Beats, and Rhymes crew. My man, the real Cool Breeze, snacking away. Cool Breeze. First, what are you snacking on? 2, who do you got?
First, I made some vegetable soup. Pretty slamming. And second, I'm going with leaders of the new school, sir.
Oh, get this. Cool Breeze, little water, a little salt. He thinks he knows what he's talking about. Let's keep it pushing. Let's see what's going on. A little flavor in your water. That's all right. A couple of vegetables. You got a soup. You got a stew. You know what I'm saying? My man, Triple C, quick, fast. What's going on, Triple C? Trip C from Queens with the new handle. Listen, man, what's popping, sir? Who do you got?
I'm going with the leaders.
You're going, everybody, I feel like both of you guys live closer to Long Island than some of the other people on the team at the moment on the screen. This is why you just
location doesn't have nothing to do with it.
Oh, it better not. We're talking East Coast representatives right now. Either way, but it's all good. Keeping it Queens at the moment, man. Baba Midi, aka DJ Scantastic, sir. What is good?
What's good, man? What's popping?
We're good over here, sir. We're talking leaders of the new school versus the FU-SCHNICKENS. Who do you got?
Ring the alarm. I got FU-SCHNICKENS, bro.
Hey.
Oh, snap! Ring the alarm. Hey. Listen.
What up to Malcontent in the chat?
Malcontent in the building. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out Malcontent. Listen,
we got LONS.
You got LONS? He's picking early? You already done it?
He's picking, he said LONS.
Malcontent is never scared to place his
smart man.
Vote down when it's fucking, you know what I'm saying? When people are looking. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Like I said, listen, we're going to keep it pushing. And for those that don't know and those that do know, we do this live every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on Twitch. Shout out to everybody that joins us in the chat rooms. And we also do this on YouTube. If you're following us, thank you so much. But if you're not, hit that subscribe button, like, follow, subscribe, share. You know what I'm saying? If you like what we're doing, tell your friends about us. If you got hip hop friends just like you that mess with our content, come on through, man. Subscribing because we dropping content every week, every Sunday and Monday. You guarantee something new, fresh for the streets. Come on, come follow us. Spotify, Art Media, AOL. Oh, did I say AOL? Is that real?
Wow.
Is this?
Wow.
Bro, you been smoking already?
on your Hotmail podcast, on your MySpace podcast.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? On your Mahente, Black Planet, Asian Avenue podcast platforms. You know what I'm saying? Or your chat rooms. Everybody ASLing, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Follow, subscribe, like, comment, you know what I'm saying? Join us. Last but not least, we got Warmo representative in the building, stepping through. He's connecting through. I can see the wires. You caught us just in time. We're taking votes. If you don't know, I'm gonna let you know right now. We're talking leaders of the new school, their debut project, 1991 release, A Future Without a Past, versus the FU-SCHNICKENS, straight out of Brooklyn. FU, don't take it personal, sir. Who do you got?
Come on, man. LI all day. Leaders of the new school. Cut it out.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, did we have to even ask that question? I mean,
Thank you.
Technically, by law, I have to.
Thank you.
By rules of the game, I have to. But I knew what was going on. I knew what it was. Listen, the room is divided. We officially have two fully sided teams on each side. We have three representatives, so these are the new school teams tonight. That being Cool Breeze, Triple C, and Ike Infamous representing leaders of the new school with that A Future Without a Past. And then we got Team FUSCHNICKENS, FU Don't Take It Personal, with Mastermind, Hobo, and DJ Scandalous. Let's keep it pushing. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Make sure you leave that. Malcontent already, you know, LONS. I see Douglas Hauser. Doug, what's going on, baby? Who do you got? Make sure you leave it in the chat.
He said he got the FUSCHNICKENS.
He got oh, look at already in the chat room is divided. It's an officially divided vote at the moment. If you know, you know. If you were growing up to this shit, you were lucky. We lucky. Look how smiley we are. We're so happy to be doing these battles because once again, listen, I stay on this hill and I'm a down it. There ain't enough hip hop groups to talk about nowadays in today's climate. So I love talking about the hip hop group aesthetic that we grew up with. And here are two legendary groups dropping two legendary projects. Let's talk about it. Long Island, Brooklyn. Let's get to it. Round number one, Eats, Beats, and Rhymes. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and talk about some music off the bat. You know how we do around here. I had a few different ways to think about approaching playing some of this music tonight, and I thought I would just keep it as simple as possible, just to keep it sort of fair, because I feel like there's a lot of finger pointing off screen behind the cameras and a lot of the comments in the chat rooms that I gerrymander around here, that I be, you know, setting up questions for certain kind of falls or certain kind of wins in a purposeful kind of way. Not at all. No, not at all. So I decided to go ahead and take round number one and put single number one against single number one from each album. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about leaders of the new school, A Future Without a Past, and their debut single against FU-SCHNICKENS, FU Don't Take It Personal's debut single. And I'm gonna turn things around this time and start backwards. Most of the time I start the other way around. We're gonna go ahead and start with Ring the Alarm off the FU-SCHNICKENS debut project, Don't Take It Personal. Let's get into it. Sounds good?
Ring the alarm, I don't wanna stay calm, yo, I'm about to rip this song. When the mic is grip, my lyrics will spill like bombs in Vietnam. Comedy with a sweet time, anybody need time, anybody around, poor skin, teeth, cut lyrics, really glom, with a tongue, and rhymes, me, yum, with a this lyrical prophet, you can't stop this. From the West Indies, you can tell them a lyrical prophet from the word spoken and broken up indies. Books and scrolls that I unfold and laws, like use this, make me bolder, intelligence and nice. Some converts, so becomes a stone born nation, and I'm not trying to be goal enough to find a calypso. Yapping, I'm bucking, I can't the root, your thing, this natural fact, this lyrical mag, your own, and back for the red, the white, and also the black island, which is my land, my place of birth. Only can tell by the tongue that's swung in lyrical structure, enemy verse. So all MCs don't cross this border, cause by now, I don't know, I'm sorta liberty wise, but now I despise all you that's out to order. Don't try to test and then money of this schnicking, cause I'm not doing it, lyrical box to beat and I'm the licking. Sing out! Bring me along, and not a sound is dying.
The ill sample.
Bring me along, and not a sound is dying. Whoa, bring me along.
It's only right you had to answer back, right? Ring the alarm. Just another case of that PTA.
Everybody trying to bring to the kids, the young generation. Yo, what's the deal, bro? Charlie, what's the deal, Charlie? I don't know what the deal is. You have to ask my father, then go dig. Yo, tell us, G. Tell us, G. Future, G. Oh, Lord, what's up? Hey, oh, man. It's just another case of that old PTA. Oh, man. The school I wrote notes, took quotes from Shakespeare and other types of rhymes. to show you that I care. For things like together forever, T, you're my only one. Only one. Special, I can say it was a loving one. You would say someone's knocking out my window. Knock, knock. Someone's ringing my bell. Ding dong. It's about 2 in the morning. Hey, yo, G, what the hell's going on? It's just another case of that OPTA. But nevertheless, it goes to show my potential. And even though I had to let just the switch up is so fire. I'm sorry. I had to just to let the full experience. No, I had to let the full experience. Again, bring the alarm all the way through to the hook. I let it do what it do. You know what I mean? And I do appreciate everybody letting me start backwards this time. But again, we are going ahead and talk about each album's first single. Respectfully, Ring the Alarm against Case of the PTA. Gentlemen, chat room attendees, everybody, who do you got? Silence. Look at this dude.
Yeah, just another case.
Oh, well, yeah, I'll set it off. Yeah, just another case. Just another case.
I think I heard two quotes. I want to make sure I'm clear. Triple C and Ike Infamous both voting for Case of the PTA.
Yeah,
Yes,
I like that school bells better. I like that alarm better.
It's funny because I don't remember you in school liking that at all. So I'm just a little confused. Bros don't know Triple C and I went to high school together. I'm from. What do you mean? I barely even knew Triple C.
I was just gonna ask: was Triple C a school guy? Or was he skipping class?
Class.
Triple C appeared like he was a skipping class kind of guy. He was a very smooth individual. Triple C at the time. He had the gold shine and he had the glass. He was a very gold shine. You see, it repeated itself. So the echo came on its own. Specifically that part. You know what I'm saying? Triple C, so break it down. Why that song? Why Case of the PTA? What is it about it?
Like you said, it just remind me back in the days in school. You just got that vibe.
They definitely had high school.
The video helped, the whole video helped too.
Definitely had that high school vibe going on. Ike, go back to you. You was first to step up. What is it about that track about it? Can you relate? Is that school you know about specifically in that video?
Yeah, I think this is no. This is Uniondale. I'm a Suffolk cat. That's Nassau. You know what I mean? That's Uniondale, Hempstead. No beef. It's all LI. It's all LI. But
I didn't mean to call this Puerto Rican man Dominican. Excuse me, my bad. I'm sorry.
It's just
right,
that
son. Get it
back
right.
in '91, if I was making it to Hempstead and Uniondale from Brentwood, CI Bayshore, I would have been a different kind of cat.
Right.
Kind of cat. You know what I mean?
So, what is it about another Case of the PTA?
I think it's for how Triple C said the video and just how big the whole high school realm about the record. You know what I mean? Like, for me anyway, taking it back, because at that time I still wasn't breaking things down to the aspect of snares and kicks and all of that like that yet. But the video, the aspect, seeing the video like that, thinking about this whole new era, leaders of the new school, it definitely a nostalgic joint for me. Classic, LI classic though.
For those that couldn't catch the hint already, Ike Infamous is from Long Island. Right. You couldn't read between the lines. All day, apparently, all day, all night too. Go down. Case of the PTA, fair enough. We got 2 votes in. Does anybody want to protect the Ring the Alarm, or is everybody feeling the same?
I got leaders on this one, man.
Oh, yeah. And what is it about this particular track?
So for me, man, I think just at the time when this record came out, it's a little bit more up-tempo, more of a feel-good kind of record, so to speak. And I think also, too, at that time, it's about like the whole, let's just say, high school movement. No, let me phrase. I don't want to say high school, but you're a young person in school at the time, so you can relate to it in a different way. You can relate to kind of the class, the spitballs, the fights, the lunchroom. So it was kind of more identifiable in that case. So for that, I kind of gravitated to that record just a little bit more. And so for that, I'll vote for that record.
Fair enough. Makes complete sense. Is anybody in the room looking to stand up for Ring the Alarm? Just to make a point about that record. That record, when it came out, apparently from the research that I did today, sparked a resurgence in the original sample of that record. Scan, does anybody in the room know where the Ring the Alarm sample originally came from? Is it
the tenor saw sample? You mean FU-SCHNICKENS? Yeah, tenor saw.
It's tenor saw for Ring the Alarm. Apparently there was a resurgence in that single when this single came out, sparking, and this is that dance hall era when hip hop and reggae were really doing a lot of, merging and mashups together, like they would call them today. And they had a thing going. So apparently this song had an influence on the Caribbean market, which they were a Caribbean-based crew, the FU-SCHNICKENS out of Brooklyn, specifically thinking, is it Flatbush or Crown Heights? One of the two, I feel like.
Flatbush, if I'm not mistaken.
FU-SCHNICKENS hail from East Flatbush, Brooklyn, as a matter of fact. Yeah, so they're very Caribbean, if you will. So there you go. Does anybody want to send it for the ring the alarm for the Caribbean side of Flatbush?
I'm going to go with PTA on this one. I just didn't want to not put my vote in, and you kind of crapped on my vote. So that's why I wanted to get it in.
Someone's been paying attention in 2022. What you're going to do in 2023 when you didn't have a vote in 2022.
Yeah, exactly. I'm ahead of the curve, man. I'm ahead of the curve.
Yes, sir. So, okay, bet. Fair deal. So then we got Cool Breeze's vote. Listen, at this point right now, as much as I love having Mastermind back in the fold of this situation, you're a little rusty, my friend, and you haven't caught up to the fact that if you don't speak up, your vote don't mean shit. At this point in time, out of respect for the fact that you wear that hoodie so, I don't know how it doesn't fall off the top of your head, so fine, I need to know, who do you got?
Well, I'm going for like set the alarm.
For ring the alarm. You was going, you're going to ring the alarm.
Yeah, because I like that track. To me, it sounded better. And I can also relate to it because when I was in high school, I was pulling a couple alarms to this. Get the hell out of school. You know? I can relate to that. You know what I'm saying? So
Mastermind had his own flashback.
He did. Everybody, listen, 91 was fun. DJ,
ring the alarm. Boom.
Your vote doesn't matter, but again, we're starting out as gentlemen this year, 2023.
Oh, okay, all right.
And I cannot go a minute further without stating that is such a fine-looking shirt you're wearing, sir.
Oh, thanks.
What kind of shirt is that? Is that an EBR shirt?
Is the spring summer line of East Beats and Rhymes?
I think it's fair to say at this point right now, starting 2023 off, if you wear EBR shirt on the show, you get a get out of jail card fare with me. So you can go ahead and use that card right now by letting me know your vote for what would have been the case of the PTA versus ring the alarm.
I will also go ring the alarm. Yeah, I'm going ring the alarm as well. No disrespect to those who are champions of LONS. I like that. Ring the alarm had more of an impact on me sonically than just another case.
Just another case. Listen, they're both great songs. Both had their own little, sort of. We're going to talk about it in round two. I don't even want to dissect it too much right now, but we're going to wrap up round number one right now. We got everybody's vote in the door. And it's funny that two people that vote didn't count, ironically, voted for the team that didn't get to win tonight. So when we decided to put Case of the PTA versus Ring the Alarm off these two debut projects, it wasn't one-sided, but definitely heavier sided on Case of the PTA, putting Leaders of the New LONS up on the board. A Future Without a Past is officially 1-0 against the FU-SCHNICKENS. It's going to be an interesting night. Chat room, what were you thinking? Hoba, let me find out what they're thinking. But shout out I see more names up in there. I see Dreddy. Shout out to you. I see Nerd Chris. Shout out to you. Black Moses. I see a bunch of people in the chat room. Shout out to everybody. Again, listen, if you're not following us on YouTube, if you're not following us here on Twitch, if you're not downloading podcasts off of iHeartMedia, off of Apple Podcasts, off of, what's the other one? There's a bunch of them. We're on everyone. Spotify, another easy one right there. Look us up. We're there. Please follow. Please subscribe. By the way, we just dropped a new episode this week. Let us know if you like that quick turnaround. Let us know what you're thinking out there. Let's go ahead and don't forget, follow, subscribe. Round number two. Let's go ahead and talk about it. We're talking LONS versus FU-SCHNICKENS. I want to talk about something that's sort of the obvious when it comes to both of these groups, but I want to respectfully talk about this particular topic about the entire groups. I know we can narrow this down to particular people. We know this, but we're talking about the entire group. So you can use that whichever way you want to. But let's go ahead and talk about round number two. We're talking about whose delivery and style was better. Both groups had a very distinctive style. They were not the same. They, however, had a few similarities. The fact that they were groups, obviously, for one. It's still a Brooklyn relation as far as half that group being concerned. For example, Busta Rhymes being from Brooklyn. Milo from the group is also apparently from Brooklyn, I think, as well. Which, by the way, I wanted to bring this up too. Skin, Milo produced Case of the PTA. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. Really? I didn't know that one.
That's crazy, right? He was young when he did that shit. Like,
wow, I did not know that.
Yes. And his producer name is kind of cool too. It was Cut Monitor Milo.
Monitor Milo, nice.
Cut Monitor Milo.
Cut Monitor Milo. Oh, that's kind of fly.
Monitor Milo. That shit was fly. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of fly.
So again, we're talking about distinctive styles. I think both groups, specifically, I think more on the LONS side, for example, had a tendency to sound something sort of they gave me like that old school kind of vibe from time to time, where they could kind of sort of be referred to back, you know, to the Grandmaster Flash kind of era, the Treacherous 3 kind of era of that chiming choruses and kind of stuff like that. They could kind of stand out at a time when hip hop was still even growing again, but that throwback is awesome that they connected on that. It sounded really good that way. And FU-SCHNICKENS did similarly as well. They kind of chimed in on each other's sort of choruses and
they did.
And another little bit of research I found, you know, in style and delivery that was kind of interesting today was, I want to go as far as saying I think FU-SCHNICKENS, FU, right? That's like the Fu, Chip Fu, Pac Fu, and respectfully, I can't remember the third member, but they started using like the 5 in the afternoon, you know, Chinese fighting movies samples kind of before
the Wu.
The Fu before the Wu.
I feel somehow a way that's a shot. I don't know.
I feel that it's a click. I feel like it's a
definitely was a shot.
I just know Jules throwing shots. If y'all haven't recognized this by now, those
Fu versus the Wu
at me.
Hey, listen. Hobo, he smacked your hat off your head and handed it back to you.
I took his bandana. I took his bandana off his head. I Jada Jewels him.
Wow.
Your bandana. I took your bandana off. I threw it on the floor. Now listen.
So violent.
We're talking delivery. We're talking style. Again, if we want to narrow down this particular person, but keep an open mind. Let's talk about the entire groups. Which group had the better delivery and style? Who do you got, Charo? Nerd Chris, I see you out there. Is there any chance we can get maybe a poll going? Question being, whose delivery and style is better? Guys, let's set it off. Who do you got?
I mean,
why don't we just put it like this? Let's dissect each style and see how we feel about that. Can we do that? This way there's no pressure in the room.
Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, let's talk about, I
feel like it was pretty similar, man. Like, I mean, other than, I think the advantage might go to FU-SCHNICKENS because of Chip Fu's fast rhyming style. You know, I mean, that was, I mean, he did that.
What about his backwards flow?
Well, that as well. Yeah.
Right. That was insane. Let's be clear. It was like
insane.
But what about Busta Rhymes?
What about Busta Rhymes? What are you trying to say?
Busta was the star of that group. I mean, it was obvious from the first album.
And Chip Fu was a star of his group, I think.
Yeah, they were both the stars.
No, but I want to know what Breeze is trying to say. What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say that I think
Fu before the Wu.
A lot of aggression.
Look at the longevity of the artist. I mean, Busta.
We're not talking longevity.
Well, we're talking about these two albums, sir. I'm going to play
these two albums
right now. We're talking about these two albums.
Oh, you bring me back down to reality. Okay.
I got you like that. You mind?
Don't make me yellow flag. Don't make me yellow flag. You do.
Well, the thing is, you got to look at Busta Rhymes too. I mean, his style for when he was coming out.
Well, let's throw this into the ring too. I think we know respectfully both of them were stars, but I'll put it out there like this. I'll start like this. I'll say, I don't know if Busta was the star, but I don't know if Chip Fu might have been a little bit hot at the time, though. I don't know.
I think he might have been a little bit.
He might have been a little hot at the time.
At the time, yeah. But we're talking about right now. Which one?
No, we're not talking right now.
We're not talking about right now.
I'm not saying right now this instant. I'm talking about. We're talking about the flow, right? I understand that Chip Fu might have been a little bit hotter than Busta Rhymes because Busta Rhymes was just at the start of his career, right? Quote unquote. But I mean, I think for me, even when I went back listening to this album, just for my reference to doing my homework today, I didn't want to listen to a whole FU-SCHNICKENS album.
I could agree.
It didn't age the way you expected.
It didn't age right. I could understand.
No, it didn't age right. Yeah, absolutely. And
I could understand.
Anybody in the chat room feel the same way? We got a lot to address in the chat room. It's looking wild, and we talk about
it didn't necessarily stick to me back then, but it definitely didn't age well. I'm gonna vote Leaders of New School in this one, man.
I'll put my vote out first. Leaders of
yeah. I'll put my shit first, man. Leaders, man.
Yeah, so I say that to say, you know what I'm saying, LONS. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's because it's funny. That was literally one of the things that I realized going back and doing my homework for Eats Beats and Rhymes tonight was the first thing that stuck out to me was just listen to the FU-SCHNICKENS and listen to how all of them flowed on their album compared to Leaders of the New School. And I just enjoyed Leaders of the New School more. It was more of the party vibe, the feeling together. There was a lot of like, oh, I get it. You were trying to make sure you stood out amongst everybody when you were coming out with this. You know what I'm saying?
No, they definitely.
I would venture to say that, I mean, we've hinted that, you know, Busta Rhymes was the star and Chip Fu was the star. I think Dinko and Milo were comparable to the other two from FU-SCHNICKENS. I'm not
That's
saying
my man Dinko D.
better, but I'm gonna say I skipped songs on both albums as I did my homework for this, you know, and not skip as in totally didn't listen, but at a certain point I
cut tuned out.
Yeah, I cut bait.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know if that's a classification or not, but I think Chip Fu style was better for me than Busta style in that moment.
I got a quick question.
Hobo, I'm sorry, Breeze, real quick. So, Hobo, your vote is FU-SCHNICKENS, correct?
Yes.
So, how many songs did you skip on the FU-SCHNICKENS album as opposed to how many songs you skipped on the Leaders of the New School album?
Well, that's not quite fair because the Leaders of the New School album is 20 songs and FU-SCHNICKENS was 10. So if you
actually it was 10.
If you do that math, the ratio's gonna come out crazy.
17 tracks, right?
17, yeah. But I mean,
my bad.
So
17
7 extra tracks. It's 7, but it's 7 extra tracks.
Extra tracks. So if you
That's whole EP on itself.
If you do the math that way, Breeze, I skipped more songs on the LONS.
Yeah,
album.
the percentage is going to be lower if you put in that mathematical equation.
So to answer your question,
my question.
I can do it on math.
More songs on the LONS album, sir.
I saw what you did there. Okay. We know who we really wanted to pick, but it's okay.
No.
Oh,
I want to hear from somebody else. Hobo, while I'm here for the next person, see what the chat room is talking about, because they have the poll and they got a whole bunch of conversation. I definitely want to miss what they say.
They are.
Who else has an opinion? I mean, we're talking two styles, excuse me, that are very distinct, but at the same time spoke for themselves.
I mean, Trip or Mastermind, y'all want to go? If not, I'll go. I'll let y'all.
I was about to say I was leaning towards more Leaders because I felt like
leaning like you're picking them, or just
I felt like I'm picking them, but I felt like more connected to that. I felt like I don't know. I wasn't really gravitated to FU-SCHNICKENS because I felt like the name is just like it was so gimmicky to me. Like I wasn't really checking for them like that. I felt like so.
The names for you.
I'm just saying my piece. I wasn't really checking for them more. I was checking for Leaders more. It's sad. It was so sad that we couldn't keep it up as being a group, Leaders.
That's what she said. Okay, all right.
I don't think their style would have translated past the two albums that they did.
Yeah.
Well, that's not fair. We don't know. I mean,
it's my opinion, sir. It's my opinion.
And
I think I made a great point.
Yeah.
I made the point that, and kind of touching it together. Pause. I think Chip Fu may have been slightly hotter, but I think Ike makes the great point that going back today now, it didn't age well. And to what Hobo was kind of saying, you might have got respectfully maybe like one other album out of FU-SCHNICKENS, but their style didn't age well. So I think overall, if we talk about today, yeah, the Leaders of the New School may possibly be the better listened to record now. You know what I mean? But I think if we're putting it head to head, going back to 1991 versus 1991, and the overall production, the flow, I give it to FU-SCHNICKENS based off of that. I'm thinking strictly 1991 versus 1991. If we go by today's standards, then yeah, all day, you know, Busta aged better, Leaders aged better. Who got the better flow success all day is Leaders. You know what I mean?
Right.
Who? Hobo, what they say in that room, son?
I mean, they're saying a lot. Dreddy said that somebody should do a mashup of both albums and then you have a fire joint. Malcontent said.
I mean, it wasn't fired separately. I just want to make sure I'm clear.
I'm just. You asked me what the man said, so I'm just.
No. I'm repeating that to Dre. Like, is that what you mean, sir? That it's him.
And then Malcontent said Dinko had bars and Charlie Brown was annoying but spit okay. For sure.
Dinko was decent. I like Dinko over Charlie.
Milo used to rap too, right?
Yeah, Milo started his own group too.
He had his own group.
Rumpelstiltskins.
I did not
Who
know
was
he
in
was
Rumpelstiltskins?
Milo.
Ooh. My attitude is fucked up in real
That's
shitty.
Milo.
That's my joy.
Yo, if you know, you know. If you know, you know.
Shout out to Rumpelstiltskin, bro.
Yo, that's crazy.
I'm surprised y'all didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that. I did not know that.
They're on the album. Hope, did you know they're on this album?
I did know they were on this album, but I did not make the association.
So that's how long Rumpelstiltskins has been around. If you think, listen, if you don't know what Rumpelstiltskins is, do yourself a favor, look up My Attitude is Fucked Up. I think it's probably just called My Attitude, right? Because the rest of it is just
Attitude. I think it's just called Attitude. I think.
Yeah, Attitude. It's a dope song. In the era when it came out, a record like that was like you're trying not to get any kind of radio play. You're trying to get no video play, and it was fire. It was a cool underground joint. And where were they from? I feel like they were from Jersey or something, weren't they? Or am I wrong?
Long Island.
I think from Long Island too.
Rumpelstiltskin?
It might be. I mean, they was
Long Island. Or am I wrong?
I believe so. I don't know. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay, let's stay focused for a second.
All right,
that's a nugget. Get scandalous with the nugget. Rumpelstiltskins. If you don't know, now you know. Look it up. It's a fire little joint. Check it out. So let's keep it pushing here. We got 2 votes down for the FU-SCHNICKENS. 1 vote down for Leaders of the New School when we're talking about whose delivery and style was better on these 2 projects. Anybody else want to say?
2. Yeah, 2 for the Leaders. I said Leaders.
And you said Leaders? My bad.
The New Year, Jules. Come on.
New Year, Jules.
Boy.
I don't hear everybody at the same time. I'm trying to tell you. It's not always off screen related.
What kind of flowers you got there?
It's not always related, I'm telling you.
I got that bomb.
Flowers you got there?
There's like 7 people on screen, and there's only 1 host. I can only hear so much. So, okay, well, fair enough. Now that executive producer Triple C has cleared that up, we officially have a tie in the room at the moment. We have Ike and Trip for the delivery on style for Leaders of New School, with 2 votes for FU-SCHNICKENS, Hobo, and Scan. Rest of you guys, what's up? Who do you got?
I'm going food.
Yes.
I think Mastermind is quick to put his vote down. He said you're going with the FU-SCHNICKENS.
I like this style. But
if you know Mastermind, he's gonna go down with the ship. Mastermind's always gonna go.
I love it. Mastermind sticks to his guns always. I love it
all the time. You are the Leonardo DiCaprio in the Titanic, really. Like, take it, Rose. Take it. Like,
take it.
Wow.
Fair enough. Mastermind being the first, the one to break up the tie at the moment. We still have room for 1 more here. What's going on? Cool Breeze. What's popping?
Oh, yeah. Stretch it out a bit. Take a little time.
While you're stretching it out there, Breeze, I'll say that the chat room,
please,
voted for FU-SCHNICKENS in the poll.
No kidding. Ooh, that chip food style, son.
Yes.
I'm going to go with Leaders on this one.
Of course.
Just off the strength of my man Busta Rhymes, man.
Right. Just another case.
Busta Rhymes.
Just another case. What is it? Zone Coasters?
International Zone Coasters.
Zekas. That was my joint.
That's mad. Okay, listen. Cool Breeze officially placed his vote down. It's been interesting. He actually sets the tone for the rest of this game at the moment because we knew it was going to be interesting. Whose delivery / style was better when it came to these 2 debut projects? The round is officially tied up. It's officially.
Let's go.
We're looking at the scoreboard at the moment. FU-SCHNICKENS finally get one on the board, but Leaders of the New School 2-1 at the moment because they scored earlier tonight. 2-1. It's getting interesting. It's only round number 2 that we wrapped up. We're moving into number 3. Let's keep it pushing. Let's play some more music. Again, it's all about reminiscing in that 91, 92 era. Let's go ahead and talk about some more music off these debut projects. Let's start out this time with something off the Future Without a Past. Let's go ahead and go with the Leaders' second single, A Sob Story. A Sob Story. I feel like even though it was kind of a little bit more serious. It was like you can still dance to it.
Remember the days when I was walking and talking, doing what I gotta do, doing what we wanna do. Offer to my walkathon missions. Cause the brothers that I knew with the rides drove by. On the nights and the days looking down the road, seeing beautiful girls with the carloads. Yeah, they are screaming, wish I had a little ride of my own. But since I don't, that is my sob story. My missions will continue as I keep on stalking. The stamina was dying from the constant walking. Right before the moment I began to call through my man Brittle, who had a sunroof and all. I thought he would have noticed my dying, but I yelled his name in your beat and kept driving. Now in my heart it grew a big hole, cause my little toe started rubbing on my insole. It was a fidgety burn, and then I said, wait, I got pride. It's time to get my own ride. I came up with the scheme and got paid. I had no other choice but go down with the train. When I got my transport, I got kinda stingy up, cause I got my cherry pathfinder. Now I'm feeling good, cause I'm baby. While the dogs running up on the street and I'm saying, my name is Serena, my name is Buster, my name is Tonya, my name is Buster, my name is Diana, my name is Buster. And what do you take me for? The little local pushover? No shame in my game, cause that's how I got this. And when I return the favor, everybody gets pissed. And now I am the man, feeling all the glory. And when your ride's down and gone, just remember that I know you and you know me. I know you and you know me. I know you and you know me. It's the SOBB story, the SOBB story. I know you and you know me. I know you and you know me. I know you and you know me. It's the SOBB story, the SOBB story.
That shit cool.
That's a tough song. That's a tough song.
That beat is nice too, bro.
Yeah, the beat.
Shout out to Eric Sadler on that, which is basically Bomb Squad, if you will. I mean, I guess
Yes, sir.
specifically on his own, but he's a member of the Bomb Squad. Be clear, so that's Bomb Squad involved. That's Long Island again. Long Island OGs sprinkling some of that. There's a whole backstory about Public Enemy and LONS's relationship. I mean, if you know, you know. But long story short, Eric Sadler, aka Vietnam. I didn't know about
Eric
that.
Vietnam Sadler. Yep.
There you go. Apparently is the one who produced this track. It goes, fellas. What are you thinking about that one? I'm gonna go ahead and get the next one popping. The FU Don't Take It Personal album. Let's talk about SCHMOOVE. And yes, we're gonna play the verse as well. We got it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna try to go to his verse first. But I gotta let the build up.
Fight dog was never the type that ever lacked skills. I just stay true to my roots and then I get ill. 20 years of age, but yet I still see knowledge. And this year was so called my senior year in college. But I chose to pursue and I feel music. And with some hype beats and breaks, you know I won't refuse it. Get on the board, lay down the track, and I'll do 10 laps. Pass the pen, pass the pad, and I'll kick enough raps. Just come inside your gym and witness who is boss. And it won't be Tony Danza nor Diana Ross. As small as I am, I still can pack jams. Do a freestyle and step, but yet I still slam. Not trying to say that no one can get with me. Not only is it the lyrics alright, it's my delivery. Name one rapper that you know who has this hot from voice. My name's Malik and I'm unique, in other words, I choice. Nothing commercial about this, it's mainly hardcore. Now that you got what you want, do you want more? Because I got more in store. SCHMOOVE, yo, we don't got nothing to prove. SCHMOOVE, yo, we don't got nothing to prove. SCHMOOVE, yo, we don't got nothing to prove. SCHMOOVE, yo, we don't got nothing to prove.
Shout out to Black Rose.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
Yeah, that was
Man, oh man.
Two joints that go second singles off each project. We're respectfully talking
Man, oh man.
Without a Past versus FU. Don't take it personal. Second singles. Remember the videos? The videos are fire as well. Long story short, both songs go. We talked about the producer on the last track. I want to talk about the production on this one. This song, if you didn't know, I didn't know, produced by A Tribe Called Quest.
Yes, sir.
This also is A Tribe Called Quest. So that means I assume Scandalous and Hobo, all the DJs in the room, does that literally mean?
That means Q-Tip?
Q-Tip?
That means
Right?
Q-Tip. Maybe
Ali Shaheed?
Ali. Maybe Ali.
It says that Ali mixed the album. It says he mixed
it kind of gives me more of an Ali vibe, to be honest.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So here you go. We got Tribe production on that single right there. Fellas, everybody in the chat room, ladies and gentlemen in the internets, who do you got? Who's up first?
I'll go first. I'm definitely going SCHMOOVE.
You picked the easy one to go first, though, man.
He was
SCHMOOVE. That shit is a banger. No disrespect to SOBB story, but that's a doper beat. The way they ride that beat is really dope. And the 5 guest appearance, man.
Yes,
Come on, man. Yo,
Yes,
come on, man.
sir.
This is yo. I don't like the fact that Hobo just said, "Yo, I'm gonna just go first." Like he was. Yo, come on, man. Yo, this is
I mean,
totally unfair. Yo,
you got to
SOBB
jump out the
stories-
window sometimes, Ike.
SOBB stories my shit too, but I mean, SCHMOOVE. Come on, man.
I mean, SCHMOOVE, you can't deny that.
You can't. No, I can't deny that one. I can't deny that one.
Man.
It's easy. That's what I'm saying. Hobo, it's easy. I understand why you.
You saying he's answered the easy way out? That's what you saying?
Listen, Hobo.
I want to be clear. Ike, you're taking that same easy way out, correct? You're also
Oh
voting.
yeah. I'm right behind Hobo on the easy way out.
But June, he didn't take the easy way out. Hobo took the Queen's way out.
Oh, is that the reason why?
Now Hobo's
You know,
mine.
I want Hobo to understand something real quick.
Breeze, you made me change my vote. Keep fucking around. You made me change my vote.
Sir, we did not tax you. I want you to be clear. There was no Queen's tax, so we let you ride. You know what I'm saying? We let you ride. We see you covering half your license plate as you cross the toll. We let you ride. Hold on. Real quick, we got a couple interesting votes already. Again, we got Ike and Hobo putting their vote down for SCHMOOVE. Is there anybody feeling the same, or does SOBB story ring a bell with the whole Bomb Squad production behind that? What's going on? Who do you got?
I feel the same way with the guys. I'm going SCHMOOVE.
Yeah, I think everybody's chosen that.
We'll see.
Yeah, man.
We'll see. But let's go ahead and ask around.
Their biggest record?
SCHMOOVE.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, probably.
Well, I don't know. What's up?
Strong
What's
second
up?
for FU-SCHNICK. Strong second.
But biggest record on this album or biggest record period you're talking about?
I would think SCHMOOVE is their biggest record.
Yeah.
What's up, Doc? Oh, Shaquille took them to a whole other level.
I mean,
Yeah, but that Fife cosign was like it's higher, I think.
True.
The cosign is a whole different story. I thought we were talking about like which was their most popular, because I think what's up, Doc. Like I think white kids at that time knew who FU-SCHNICKENS were because of Shaquille O'Neal.
I mean, I don't know. I'm
Well-
biased because like I think What's Up Doc, it's like their commercial record, but I don't play. That's the record I don't play. I don't play What's Up Doc.
That's true.
I don't
Good
play
point.
it at all.
But that doesn't mean it's not their biggest record though. Sometimes the biggest record is the record we don't like because we're a little.
I know, but that's why I'm like, I'm biased.
I mean, fair enough.
you can't really. I won't say you can't play What's Up, Doc, but it's kind of that's a gimmick record. Even though it's dope, I like it, but it's kind of a gimmick record because I think people took Shaq as a joke, and maybe they shouldn't have because Shaq did have some joints to include What's Up,
He
Doc.
did.
But
He did.
But I get not playing that record. Yeah, you're definitely not playing that record over SCHMOOVE. No way.
Nah.
Right. You're playing SCHMOOVE. You're playing True FU-SCHNICKENS, and you're playing Ring the Knob. You're not really playing What's Up Doc.
Agreed.
Fair enough. So
And
it's
Shaq
fair to
Shaq wasn't on the original. They made that after. Shaq was on after.
This is true too. What Triple C is saying is true. So long story short, from the research I looked at today, they recorded that record without Shaq, with a Bugs Bunny sample of What's Up, Doc. Got shut down on that. They said, no, whatever. They left it in the vault. Shaquille got involved with them with his whole like, yo, I want to be down. I want to do records. They were like, if anybody can clear a record, it's probably him. They came back and said, you're going to say this instead. And that didn't even matter about clearing it because he just ended up doing the hook. And they said, I think that shit sold like, I don't know how many millions or some shit at that time. Because
It's crazy.
again, he was middle America. This is, Shaq was that face. And he was doing hip hop and he was selling platinum albums. Like, this is insane.
Yeah.
That's what it was back then.
Yo, Black Moses said, "What's Up, Doc" was good for McDonald's commercials.
What's up, Doc? Can we rock? What's up, Doc? I wonder who produced that.
What's Up Doc? I don't know.
Can anybody in the chat room let us know? Do we have that kind of pull yet? Do we have that kind of chat room at this point where they're willing to like? You guys trying to look shit up for us or not? Like, keep it real. You don't have to. I'm just wondering if we got it like that. But listen, moving on. It looks like the entire room. Am I right or wrong? We got 4 votes already that I caught, and I'm assuming everybody else feels the same way. It looks like the rest of the room is voting SCHMOOVE. Say everybody SCHMOOVE. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
With that being said,
We
wrapping
can
up.
play that now, bro. We can play that record right now.
Yeah.
You
Well,
play right
I'm
now?
sure people gonna do what Jules did. They're gonna go straight to 5.
Nah, relax, Triple C, relax. Nah. I'm not skipping Chip Fu at any point.
I was gonna say I actually like the record, the whole record. I think the whole record is
Yeah,
dope.
I like the whole
everything.
record too.
No, the
But
whole
mainly,
record is
everybody's
dope.
gonna play 5.
Nah,
He's in the room.
I'm
Come on,
playing.
he's gonna
I'm
play
definitely.
5.
I'm telling you, I'm playing Chip Fu's verse.
I'll play the whole record.
I will play Fice's verse as well, but I'm not skipping Chip Fu's verse.
No, Chip Fu is definitely a special MC. Again, he heart of that group, respectively, if you will. And majority of the album, he had a lot of solo tracks on that album. Let's be clear. Like some of those guys probably weren't like maybe involved on that demo part of his maybe career before maybe teaming up with those guys because he had a lot of solo joints. Ring the Alarm being one of them, which was the lead single, for example. When we're wrapping up round number 3, we took on the second set of singles off each debut project, A Future Without a Past versus FU, Don't Take It Personal. SOBB Story versus SCHMOOVE. The entire room deciding, as one big room, had decided to go with SCHMOOVE. I'm wondering if the chat feels the same way, but SCHMOOVE takes the crown. They did. There you go. Takes the win on this one.
They did. And to answer your question, Jules, K Cut from Main Source produced What's Up, Doc.
Really?
Good chat.
Wow.
Really?
Good chat. You look at the face. Why that face? What's wrong?
Wow. I'm just surprised.
You look like that's not what I ordered. Like
I'm shocked. I didn't know. I mean, I'm sure the check was good. I'm just saying.
Fair enough. This last round that we just went through right now, like I said, FU-SCHNICK is up on the board, officially making this entire game at round number 3 an official tie. It is 2-up. Let's be clear. Leaders of New School 2. FU-SCHNICKENS 2. We're moving on to round number 4 every Monday night at 8 p.m. on Twitch. We do this live. If you like game shows like this, come join us. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Shout out to Nerd Chris. Send it off for us in there. Shout out to Black Moses, Douglas Hauser. Oh, man, I can't. Dreddy. I don't want to say too many because I don't know if I'm missing anybody, but I apologize. We know we love you all. Let's keep moving to round number 4. You got to play some more music. We're going to play some more music. Respectfully, the third set of singles. Let's talk about the songs that got a third leg. Pause. Most of the time in hip hop, you barely get past the second single. So it's kind of cool that both these guys got an opportunity to actually put out a third single. And I believe they had videos as well, if I'm not really mistaken. So let's go ahead and start out with FU-SCHNICKENS this time around and go ahead and start with the actual first track. Again, third single off the album, FU Don't Take It Personal, True FU-SCHNICK. Again, Tribe Called Quest on the beat.
I'm a true what? I am a true FU-SCHNICK. I'm a true what? I am a true FU-SCHNICK. I'm a true what? I am a true FU-SCHNICK. I'm a rowdy, but any piper. I flash my dreads, Sherlock Holmes, the thicker the rich and the bigger the jet. So I don't need no honeycombs. So any more. Go, really go. I bought my coat. Better get make go talk like chips about the flow. The super that got it, fatalistic, HP. I don't get, but I might just be private, but pip, be bump, be dang. No worries and violations when I wraps it up. I get a nigga in the game, but I want a simple style. I'm making it violent, versatile with a microscope. Right, better believe it's worth your while. Post to the post, I make way. Hurry up here, right? Cut them. My lyrical styles are not the fast loss. But the president, I saw some rocks, the rickety rag. I'm on. Just say it backwards. I got enough bums, so I rock a fool. I like a sand. Don't come for me, man. Put my 1 feet on me, none. I'm not done. Minute me, oh, my. Hello, hi. I'm not hook up in print. I'm still speaking. Shoot fly, no bother. I. Selfie, hello, high five. Perform my station, play the rim. If I thought it was the show, lift the keyboard like a no. There is a bubbling until they boil. So don't drink to me. That's just why I'm gonna burst this fast. So don't say tracks. Somebody triple quadruple. Tracks. They think I'm back. I'm out of his body. Jump the hoes and fast. I'm MC's rhymes and jack. Until the net. My style, they peek up. And what I do, I did fool. So peace to this fool. Peace to that fool. And a true fool. Pop fool is what I dub you. I'm a true what? I am a true FU-SCHNICK. I'm a true what? I am a true FU-SCHNICK. I'm a true what? I am a true FU-SCHNICK. So this fool, this is what lyrical style should make it.
Oof. Chip Fu on the attack.
That song still knocks, as Black Moses says. Still knocks.
Again, third single off each project. Future Without a Past, third single. International Zone Coaster.
Yes.
You gotta give it a minute. It's got a slow lead up. But it's worth the wait.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's a sunny day and the sky is bright. Tickets in the mist, everything is right. No need to make bets cause I'm not a bookie. Today is the day the whole school plays hooky. Why? Cause I all think on the round. Cut my nut around, don't bend the sound. Before I do that, I play myself like a jerk. Make sure Mama Jama took the body to work. Okay, she is gone, so I jet to the phone. Let the whole world know nobody's home. It's Busta Rhymes and I'm feeling irie. Come on over cause I'm having a party. Milo did the right thing and wrote the rhyme. The sound's too bliss, now the party is live. Tickets in the back, everything is sweet. As I sold in my bus, all I had to say was that big, that big. Just keep the same old big. Check it out, y'all. Come on, just keep the same old big. On the 4th day of school.
Yeesh, they all come on.
Wow.
So Malcontent is upset with you. He wants you to play the remix because this loses to True FUSCHNICK in my vote.
Well, that is Malcontent. Sorry, we didn't Burger King, brother. Can't have your way. This is the song on the album. I mean, this is what I didn't curate the album.
Right.
I mean, specifically that version that you do not like.
I mean,
again, this just goes to a tribute. I just want this is a compliment to you, Malcontent. Respect me out. Hear me out. Your blackness is rich tonight, sir, because that particular potato salad was made by Dante Ross in the stimulant. there were raisins in this potato salad.
Oh no!
There were raisins in this potato salad. So he caught that.
Yo, but
And
the views of Jules DJ does not reflect all the views of East Beast and Ryan.
he caught the raisins. He caught the raisins in the potato salad. He said,
He said he spat him out.
I'm saying he saw it. He said. So respectfully, that track is produced by the Simulated Dummies. If you don't know that, that's it's 3 people from the mistake, but Dante Ross is definitely in there. And if you don't know, Dante Ross is a legend. With disrespect, he's a Jewish kid from I think LES who signed Brand Nubian. I believe he was in New School, if I'm not mistaken. At least was involved in the project, as we can see. He goes back a long way, all the way down to even the Def Jam days. He's a legend. But he made beats, and Malcontent did not like it. So it just, like I said, it's a tribute to his palate, if you will. Shout out to all our supporters in the chat room.
It wasn't bad, but it's not gonna beat FU-SCHNICKENS though. It's not gonna beat the FU-SCHNICKENS track though.
I mean, let's talk about this. Who's putting the vote down? So it's Trip. Are you putting your vote down for True FUSCHNICK?
Yeah. Yes.
It is 7-0 in the chat in favor of True FUSCHNICK. By the way.
Is that same number going here too, or no? So you guys,
sorry, my boy, but
you know what? Let's just you're right. Let's just get to the point.
I'm saying that
easy for the rest of everybody.
Wasn't there another version of True FUSCHNICK?
The remix by Ali Shaheed Muhammad. He did the remix.
And Malcontent is claiming there's a remix for what? For International Zone Coaster? Or?
There is.
Yeah, there's the one the video for is different.
Yeah, the video version is different for sure.
Listen. Let's be clear. I want. This is great, just so everybody at home watching knows. We are currently at a tie. This might go to distance, and that might be the tie-breaking question right there that you guys just came up with at the moment. The remix is at the end of the night. It's up to you guys if you want to get there. Like I said, well, your votes count in the chat room as well if he has to at that point. But let's
break the game.
This sounds like gerrymandering 101.
It definitely sounds like he figured out who's going to win the game.
Cut me right here every time you say that.
Voting machines have
you guys cut me right here every time you say it. Right here. Every time you say that. Right here.
Is he going to act surprised though? Like at the end of the game, like, oh my God, it's going into overtime. You know what I mean? Like you knew it was going into overtime.
Overtime every single Monday night, 8 p.m. live on Twitch. Listen, we're talking True FUSCHNICK's International Zone Coaster, the original versions. Let's talk about which record is the one that's going to get past round number 4 right now. Who do you got? We got Trip putting his first vote down for True FUSCHNICK. Does anybody else feel the same, or does anybody feel different?
I put my vote down first. I definitely am True FUSCHNICK.
All right, calm down, Hobo. You're not last. You're not last.
Hobo's in second. I got Trip for first right now. Anybody who wants to be third?
Yeah, I'll stick with True. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
So you say everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
You sound like that hurt. I'm sorry, bro.
Man, whatever.
I'm sorry. Yo, Dreddy said Jules Mandarin. I love it.
Oh,
Jules Mandarin.
New word.
That's the new word.
Let's not make that a no. Let's not make that a word.
Jules
like,
Mandarin.
Let's make that a phrase or some shit.
Yeah,
Like, let's
it's already done. Done.
I handle the editing. It doesn't exist.
Patented and put out there. It's in our memory bank right now. Jules Mandarin.
That's hilarious.
Oh man, this is crazy. Round number 4, when we decided to take on the third set of singles off each project. Again, respectfully, A Future Without a Past versus FU Don't Take It Personal off these early 90s debuts. It looks like International Zone Coaster didn't stand a chance when we put it up against the True FU-SCHNICK third single, first song off the album, as a matter of fact. Is it the first song? I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is. It is the first song. Again, Tribe Called Quest on the beat.
It just sounds like Ali to me again, personally.
Sounds like Ali is what you think. Again, I kind of believe you on that. So again, FU-SCHNICK is on the board once again, putting them officially at the lead now. 3-2. It's getting interesting. We got one more round to go. Let's see what happens. It's getting good. Again, versus FU-SCHNICKENS. Chat room, does anybody have something to say about either one of those songs? I assume everybody is good with the true FU-SCHNICK record being the actual winner.
They voted.
No Mandarin involved, right? No.
They voted in the poll overwhelmingly for True FU-SCHNICK, and you hurt Malcontent's feelings, by the way.
Why he likes raisins?
He likes raisins?
No, he wanted the remix version. That's all.
Okay, I mean, listen, it can happen. It might be the tiebreaker. We don't know. We'll see what happens. But listen, we're moving on to round number 5. I know that much. When we're here, EBR, you know where you at. Who do you got? Another episode. We're talking Leaders of New School, FU-SCHNICKENS, every Monday, live, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And YouTube, like, subscribe, comment. Don't forget. And all your podcast needs, you'll find us everywhere. Round number 5. This is more of a, again, let's stand on these hills and die where you will. Let's go ahead and talk production. We just had a dose of potato salad that Malcontent did not like. Let's go ahead and talk about the rest of the producers dishing out beats for the eats. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the producers for each project. On the FU Take It Personal, Don't Take It Personal, let's talk about production that we just experienced from a Tribe Called Quest. FU-SCHNICKENS themselves produced songs on their own, which I would probably attribute. Now, I don't want to assume anything. You also had this individual by the name of, Scan, you might know this one, Livio G.
Not
Maybe
familiar.
not.
No.
Again, you got at least 2 or 3 joints off here. You got Tribe Called Quest had 3 joints on here. FU-SCHNICKENS self-produced 3 joints on here as well. And then you got Drez doing an appearance as well. As a feature. And production as well. On the song Check It Out is also the feature. So you got some interesting production. Ironically, a good chunk of it being native tongue related. So that's kind of cool. And I think we're going to go ahead and talk about Leaders of the New School production real fast. And let's talk about their debut project. It consisted of a bunch of production from, again, Cup Monitor Milo, again, the inside DJ of the group. You also had an individual by the name of the Vibe Chemist Backspin. Not really familiar. I looked him up, but he apparently did a lot of stuff in his time. He had at least 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 or 5 joints on here. You had Eric Sadler, who had about 2 to 3 joints on here as well. Again, Bomb Squad production. Let's be clear. Busta did some production as well. He's always been early on production. We always knew Busta did some stuff on his own. He was even doing it back then along that track that we mentioned earlier that featured Rumpelstiltskins. Again, also featured another group or artist. I don't know. I never heard these guys, so forgive me if these are artists or groups. But Cracker Jacks, Collyweed, and again, Rumpelstiltskins were on that song. Sound of the Seekers. We also had some production by Dante Ross and the Stimulated Dummies. And then we also had production from, it looks like Leaders of New School themselves, like Milo, Dinko D, Charlie Brown as well, doing some production for themselves. So interesting set of production for both projects. And does anybody want to get started on how they feel about these things? They both came out relatively months apart from each other, even though one is technically 91, 92. We have a project that came out in 91, which was summer of 91. July 2nd, 91 was when Leaders of the New School dropped The Future Without a Past. And then you would say probably 6 months, maybe 7 months later, you have in February of 92, which is the winter, right after summer, if you think, is when this project came out, the FU Don't Take It Personal. So that's pretty similar, I would assume, sort of in style of sound and production, probably even the same equipment being used to make said production. What do you guys think? We're talking Bomb Squad, respectfully, on one side, not entirely, but as far as like a good clickbaiter, Bomb Squad versus Tribe Called Quest. You know what I'm saying? So what do you guys think? Keep in mind, both groups technically, and we can have this conversation now if you want. What are we? Native tongues. What's their involvement in this situation? You know what I'm saying? So, what do you guys think?
I don't know, like I said in the beginning, I was leaning towards Leaders. So I don't know, about the sound. I don't know. I was just going, even replaying these two albums, I was still playing Leaders more.
Okay, so safe to say you probably found the sound scape, the background, everything interesting as well as the lyrics, right?
Yeah.
So Triple and vote down for that.
You know what? I'll say this then. I'll say this. I think it's kind of based on something that we touched on earlier. I think because the Leaders have more songs on their album, right? And if you figure what was 17 to 10, right?
17
tracks, yeah, and versus 10 tracks.
10, right? Yeah, so I guess for me, I'm voting FU-SCHNICKENS on this because I think I skipped a few more tracks on the Leaders album. And I think of the 10 that were on the FU-SCHNICKENS, I think the production-wise, it was a little bit more solid mathematically. You know what I mean? So I think I like the production style a little bit better on the FU-SCHNICKENS album, in my opinion.
I will add to that and say, I think if we go, the big records for each album, you can argue back and forth each way, however you want to go. But if we're getting into the fillers and the not big tracks, I would also lean towards FU-SCHNICKENS on the production side. So my vote is also for FU-SCHNICKENS.
Yeah.
2 votes down for FU-SCHNICKENS. We got 1 vote down for LONS. Is anybody feeling the same about LONS and the Bomb Squad and the other gentleman that produced that produced that album?
I'm a vote Leaders.
Keeping it in Long Island all day. Is there something about the production you want to talk about, or is it just the loyalty angle at this point?
No, I think I like how the production was able to go along with the theme of the Leaders of the New School. You know what I mean? Like it all felt right in line with what the album was supposed to do. And I think it was tougher for me to listen to a lot of the lyrics on the FU-SCHNICKENS, so I didn't give the production its proper due. It does, a lot of SCHMOOVE. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So I think I'm leaning more towards Leaders of the New School when it comes to the production.
It's interesting too that you mentioned the way the music's laid out, because I think there was an actual story. If you really kind of look at it, it starts with homeroom, then lunchroom.
Yeah.
So it's got like a theme, if you will.
The whole school theme. Like the whole school theme.
It was put together. It gives you that feeling of, I'm going to school with them. I'm getting this whole one day vibe of the Leaders of the New School. We all gonna go in this direction.
To go back to Malcontent's point about it being a concept album, I know he loves those concept albums. So
I guess that's what it is, right? It's a concept album. That's a good point. We got 2 votes on each side of the room at this point. Is anybody else feeling different? We got 2 more votes to go in here. What do you guys think? What's going on? Who do you got? You guys need a second? Should we talk about the chat room? What's the chat room saying?
Malcontent is lobbying hard, for the LONS, and also lobbying hard for playing songs that were released as videos and on the radio as opposed to songs on the album. But you're probably gonna lose that battle. You're gonna lose that battle, Malcontent. Sorry, bro.
I don't know what to say. Awkward. Listen, we're talking about production. Both projects laid down, again, some of the early work for hip hop, even that early in the game. We learned, we progressed, and we learned even more later down the line. What is it about each one of these albums that makes you want to pick that one for this particular question? Cool Breeze, do you want to step up? Or is it okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Leaders. I would say because to me they had more party joints.
Mm-hmm.
It was more of an upbeat album, I would say, more so than the FU-SCHNICKENS, which the FU-SCHNICKENS has some dope songs, but I think overall the Leaders of the New School album was a little bit more, it'll pump you up a little bit more. It was like more music where you can dance, more music that you can kind of flow to or bop to a little bit more, in my opinion. So
you like that kind of music when you're making the vegetable soup for the ladies, huh, Cool Breeze?
Hey, listen, you can have some. I can send you some soup.
Whoa.
You're a foodie, no? You don't want no food?
Tell him, hobo, I'm Triple T Radio Soup Kitchen Master.
Cool Breeze is the only people I know making soup on the internet named Spanish fly soup.
Hey, easy, Jules Mandarin. Easy.
It's called Spanish fly.
Go with that.
You just gotta warm it up. Good. Take a sip. Listen, we're talking one more vote in the room matters. Obviously, you know who's left. Mastermind 24K. Listen, brother, we're waiting on your vote right now. We're talking production on each one of the albums. I think I know which way you're gonna go because your guns are still smoking after round number 4. I think you know who you're sticking to your guns to was reference. Is it safe to say I'm correct? Who do you got?
So according to today, when I went back and listened to both albums, right? I respect Leaders, no doubt. Buster's in it. Mad props to that man, you know. Like Tribe Called Quest getting in the mix of that project and 5 being featured in the track, I was like, and he's only 10 songs, you know, like, I mean, yeah, I'm going for like that few, yeah, man. Try, man.
I made it tie.
Yeah, because I was like, I totally forgot about that album. I heard it, I'm like, hold up, Tribe is in this? Okay.
Hey, listen.
We get the money.
It had to happen. It was going to happen at some point. We knew that there was possibility that these things occur here when we're talking about round number 5. It looks like we asked the question, let's talk production. The room officially got split down the middle. Once again, happened early in the game tonight. Chat room, we're going to get to you and find out what you guys think for a second. But just to recap, we asked production, again, split down the middle. That means another tie in the room. Round number 5 is officially a tie. LONS on the board again, with FU-SCHNICKENS on the board once again. Let me do this math because there's been so many splits. Let's see what's going on.
Get the numbers right. Get the numbers right.
Get the numbers right there.
Yeah. That just for the simple fact that he's got a count right now, it did not go the way he wanted it to go.
Right.
It's the voting machine now.
Right.
It's
He's about to call in the election fraud.
Election fraud.
Correct.
He's trying to change. What do they do when they try to be real slick? They try to change zoning, right?
They zoning right.
Zoning rights. Yeah.
Recount, revote.
Right.
Yeah. Rezoning. There you go.
We decided to wrap things up around number 5. We have an official winner. In case you weren't keeping track of the numbers, we do not have a tie. We've had plenty of ties throughout the game, but don't get it twisted. We have an official winner tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, people in the chat room, when it comes down to it, you have to understand we decided to take 1991, 92, respectfully, debut projects from both these amazing groups. These are the New School with their debut project, The Future Without a Past, and the FU-SCHNICKENS in their debut project, FU Don't Take It Personal. But after a long 5-round battle, we've come to the conclusion that the FU-SCHNICKENS win by 1 point.
What kind of is this?
You
Is this, man?
don't take it personal.
Yo, I want to see how you adding all this up, man. I want to see how you adding all this up, man.
Let's do it. Fine. Okay, first of all, I'm insulted. I want to be clear.
He ain't got nothing to prove.
I don't. I do not owe you this math. I do not owe you this math. Let's be clear.
Yo, this dude Jules took a little bit from column A and moved it over to column B.
Well, for me,
SCHMOOVE.
one for you, 2 for me, 1 for you. Now listen, we can go over it real quick if you don't believe me. I'm insulted. Let's go through the books. The books. It's in the books together. Right? When we talked round number 1, we initially initiated the game. We talked case of the PTA versus ring the alarm. That round went to leaders of the new school with their case of the PTA winning, putting 1 score on the board for leaders of the new school. We moved on to round number 2, whose delivery and style was better. That round was tied up, putting 1 score each on the board for each team right there, putting the score 2-1 at that point. Then we had SOBB Story versus SCHMOOVE. SCHMOOVE taking the win for that one, making it 2-up at that point. Moving on to round number 4, International Zone Coaster versus True FU-SCHNICK, giving FU-SCHNICKENS another win on that one. Well, actually, their first solo win, if you will. No, that's their second solo win. Their first solo win was SCHMOOVE. Their second solo win was True FU-SCHNICK, puts it 3-2 at that point. Then you have Let's Talk Production, split down the middle, score 3 against 4, putting FU-SCHNICKENS again ahead by 1, 4-3. And that's how we came to tonight's winner. FU, don't take it personal.
SCHMOOVE.
Hey, I ain't got nothing to prove.
My bad.
Yeah.
That's what goes on EBR nights. You know what I'm saying? We do. Again, respectfully.
He got hacked by the Russians.
Respectfully, the better album won tonight. It just is what it is. I mean, it's not sad to say that Tribe Called Quest involvement didn't maybe spark things up. The Queen side of things. I mean, it's a Brooklyn group, but it's no surprise to me that the seasoning was Queens, and then you have a winner at the end of the night. But I'm not shocked. But regardless of what I think, we have to keep it put. Let's just be clear. We do this every Monday night, live 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. EBR, who do you got? Like I said, you know how to follow us. Like we're dropping content on a regular basis. Yo, chat room, boy, they thinking, hobo. I gotta know what's going on.
Yo,
So,
Juice,
The poll
since
went
we
up,
have time,
lost for FU-SCHNICKENS.
I'm sorry, hobo. What was that?
The poll went up when the poll votes were for FU-SCHNICKENs.
See what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know.
yo,
I
Juice, we have time. Can you do the remix for Malcolm?
Yeah, play the remix for Malcontents.
Which one? Leaders of the New School?
Yeah, the Zone Coasters. Let that man live.
So it's the remix we're looking for, correct?
Yeah.
I see one right here. That's okay. Let's see if this is it right here. You guys tell me.
Without the raisins. Without the raisins.
Is that it?
Yep.
The day the whole school plays hooky. Cause I all diggly and proud. Put my little ride on things to style. Before I do that, play myself like a jerk. Make sure mama jump to the body to work. Okay, she is gone, so what that she is all. Let the whole world know the body's home. This was the rhymes and I'm feeling irie. Come on over, cause I'm having the party. Milo did the right thing and wrote the rhyme. The sounds to this, now the party's live. Pictures in the back, everything is sweet. As a song did my best, all I had to say was that big. That big. Just keep the same tone. Cookie wasn't here. Today's the first day of a brand new year. This girls is right.
I like both versions. I like both versions.
I like that
Why you like this version?
I like that version way better than the one that's on the album.
I could see that. We said we were gonna play the remix for the True FU-SCHNICKENS apparently, right?
True FU-SCHNICKENS, yeah.
Yeah.
And get some of that.
Yo, the BPMs, what were the BPMs in that remix, man? What was that shit like 99?
100 plus, bro.
Like
100, right?
100 plus.
And they rhyme on it. They rhyme so ill that it doesn't even seem like it's that fast to BPMs, man. That tells you how dope lyricists they really are.
They were good as a group. They held each other down in terms, like I said, of like that Treacherous 3 kind of style. Of like, we come through and you know that.
Shout out to my man Dinko D, man.
Yeah, for real. Listen, guys, I want to ask you a question real quick. So the True FUSCHNICK remix, there's a few showing up on YouTube here. I assume we're talking about the Shahid's fix because there's a Raga mix, a 5-year-old dub remix, the Shahid fix.
Shahid, yeah. There it is.
Yeah.
It already sounds ill already.
This one is hard.
Yeah. This was crazy.
Ooh, I got this. I forgot I have this.
I don't need the honeycomb to any money anymore. Go I'm on my toe. But they can make contact like trips about the no. There's super that kind of fragile this big expand it'll tip and I might just compare it a bit be bong be dang. Don't worry about the races when I raps it up and then get in the game but not with a single stop. Picking it wild. Here's the top. Like a script by trip, you better believe it's worth the while. Most of the goals that make way help you appear right. Come my lyrical styles are not the fast mouth. Other than I stop some rocks and biggity rag I'm up and say it back. I got enough problems, I look a fool. I like a sand, run for me man. What am I one feet? I mean none. I'm not done. Bit me, oh my. Hello, hi. I'm the hungry friend. I'm still speaking true fight on my other eye. So think, hello, high five. Hope make sure play the Remy. Never the ones that jump the T-bone that can go. There's a bubbling until they boil. So don't drink them milk, cause it's right now the words is so don't say tracks. Double the triple tracks. They think of me like I'm how to be start teach up the hoes at fast. I'm MC's rhymes and jackal dealing at my style that pick up and what I do, I did dumb fool. So peace to this fool, peace to that fool, and a true fool, that fool is what I dub you. I'm a true, what I am a true FUSCHNICK. I'm a true, what I am a true FUSCHNICK. I'm a true, what I am a true FUSCHNICK. Does it move? Does it what little style should be kicked?
That version.
That track was dope. I have a question for Malcontent. Should we have played the remixes or should we have just played the remix for Zone Coasters and let the True FUSCHNICKs, the album version, rock? Because that doesn't quite seem fair. So I just want to know what you think.
Who you asking, Malcontent?
I am. Because since he said we should have played the Zone Coasters remix.
You guys are beefing? What's going on?
No, we're not beefing. Malcontent and I just, we have friendly banter.
Oh, see, this is. I want you guys to
hip-hop jabbing wars.
this total show they're putting on for us to let's throw off the scent that they always work together and they count numbers at signal each other at poker. They notoriously signal each other at poker.
We don't work together if he has a difference of opinion than I.
Hey, Malcontent. Hey, show for the guy. Yeah. Like, yeah, how about that? Sure. Do not fall for this. Do not fall for this chat room. These guys.
Son, why would I do this?
Behind the scenes all the time. They have it out for me. Your host, Yo Jules DJ. Listen, we're going to wrap things up in the next few. The chat room, we love seeing you guys in here every week. Again, we do this every Monday. Don't forget. Follow us on YouTube, please. Like, subscribe, comment.
Shout out to everybody on the check-in, man. I really appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah, really do.
Real. That is the honest to God. Honestly. Mary Chris, you think you're gonna rate us out? What's going on? Let us know. We got the countdown going on, but to everybody at home, peace out. We'll see you next Monday. Again, check us out. We got new content every other day at this point.
I don't think you did the raid yet. Hold on.
Oh, we don't got to go nowhere. I'm in no rush.
Yeah, we got time.
The executive got time.
Get your voting machine bread up.
Triple C making me dance right now. Triple C like dance.
Triple C said that like an evil villain at the top of a building.
You know what I'm saying? Like the executive producer of a big show. He said, Jules, get your ass back on stage.
We said we're going to raid out to DJ Chubby Chub.
Hey, from Boston, Chubby Chub.
Is he from Boston?
Yo, listen, he was in the original Flavor, one of my favorite projects that Ski Beach was a part of.
He was a DJ.
DJ in original Flavor. You think you own it?
Oh, shit.
So, the original Flavor. Shout out to Chubby Chubb. He's a heavy hitter, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, saying goodbyes now.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Everybody at home, peace out. We'll see you next week. Please follow, subscribe. Don't forget to follow, subscribe. We love you guys.
Easy.